Welcome, everybody, to Inspire Her. Yes, our day of health, self, and wealth, helping you live your best life personally and professionally. And today we're going to talk about the business of you and getting your accounting right. I'm speaking with the founder of Insight Financial Group and Insight Business Academy. Welcome to the Inspire Her stage, Linda Karressy. Welcome.
Hi, Karen. Thank you. Thank you to WTOC and you for having me.
No problem. I'm just really excited to chat with you because I actually do a segment during my show for Working Diva Wednesday where I talk to women in business. And one of the things that we talk about is, what do you need, sis? And a lot of times it's, they're talking about social media, they're talking about collaborating, but also talking about getting their business straight and their dollars on point. Because if your accounting isn't on point, or when your accounting is on point, you can definitely thrive and feel like you have that foundation of your business. So I look forward to chatting with you today about getting your business straight and getting your business on point. So let's just jump right into it. And let's talk about your product and the services that you provide at Insight Financial Group.
So I provide accounting services to small business and nonprofits. So that can run from bookkeeping, outsourcing CFO services, tax preparation, QuickBooks training, pretty much all everyone's accounting needs.
Nice. Yes. And you provide small businesses and nonprofits with custom and seamless accounting services to establish and manage their accounting system and their goals. So what makes you and your business so unique?
So I keep accounting simple. So I come from corporate, and in corporate, we pretty much some people may say we're very, rigor. We like routines, we like checklists, we follow procedures. And I bring that to small businesses and nonprofits. So I how they operate, learn what they do, and then basically customize an accounting system just for them, because not all accounting activities happen at the same business. So I'm all about keeping it simple.
Excellent. So let's talk about the different stages of business and accounting needs.
Mhm.
What would you say to those that are just setting up their business, saying, you know what, I'm turning my idea into a business?
Okay,
What are
great.
my first steps for that? And
Mhm.
then one that has been in business for a while, the accounting is not necessarily working for them, or they feel that there are
Mhm.
areas of improvement. How can you help both those that are just starting their business and those that are already in business?
Great question. So those that are just starting out, I say record keeping is number one. If you don't do anything else, it's record keeping. What that means, basically keep all your documents, invoices, bills, receipts from Amazon, whatever you sign, whatever you document, email, keep all of that. Because usually when you're starting off, you're so busy, you're trying to get everything up and going. But start record keeping, keeping folders. You can use OneDrive, cloud system. So I think that's the most important thing, just record keeping. Those individuals that it's like accounting, it's not working out, they don't look at their finances, I suggest they actually get some coaching and meet with an accounting expert and say, okay, you know what, this is just not working for me. And it's usually there's things that, for instance, with QuickBooks, you can sign up with QuickBooks, you put your credit card in, but what people don't know, you do need to have some accounting background. So get with someone who can actually coach you and say, okay, here are three things that you can actually do. So if you're already in business, number one, your record keeping, bookkeeping, and then prepare your taxes. So if you're already in business, I think those three things are important.
And to your point in regards to coaching, that's
Mhm.
something that you do with Insight Business Academy. Can you talk to us about that?
Sure. So, created the Business Academy for those of people that didn't go to business school. So, as entrepreneurs, we have great ideas. Our background may be in sales, in healthcare, but as a business owner, one thing that we are also responsible for are the finances. And as you know, and they don't teach that in elementary school. They don't even teach personal finance. So a lot of us are just basically just, swinging it, going with the flow. So this business academy actually teaches you practical steps, provides you tools that you can actually use in your business. So it's online courses. I also provide live courses. There's documents, there's checklists, there's procedures you can download, and you can implement them right away.
Excellent, excellent. When someone is looking for an accountant to work with
Mhm,
them
mhm,
with their business, what should they be looking for in an accountant? What are some of the questions that they should ask an accountant
mhm.
to let them know if they're on point and they can work hand in hand because it's a business relationship?
Yep. So, number one, just ask them if they've worked with similar organizations.
Mhm.
Number two, you do want to know, you know, figure out their skill set. You'll be surprised. There's a lot of bookkeepers and accountants. They don't know certain things. So actually, I've created a questionnaire, like a test for a friend, and I said, you know what, give this person a test before you hire them. So, definitely ask them some questions about, okay, how do you process accounts receivable? How do you record a loan? Also, number three, ask some questions about, okay, how do you communicate with your clients? And what I mean is try to get a feel, is it all by email? Is it one on one? Do they meet with them just before taxes? Communication is key because if you can't understand your accounting, then that means you always have to ask your accountant, and you don't want that to happen. So I use an example like Shark Tank. A lot of times they'll ask about the financials and people somewhat stumble, or they say, well, my can't accountant handles that. You don't want that to happen. It's not like you have to know the transactional, but you want to know, okay, oh, my revenue increased by 20%, those type of things. So you want to look for an accountant who can communicate and you can understand. So if you leave that meeting still on the fence or you don't understand, that's probably not the right person for you.
Yeah. And when it comes to accounting, accounting is so much more than invoices
Mhm,
and bills. It's about
mhm.
preparing your best business financial health.
True. Mhm.
A lot of times we hear about personal finance health, but
Yes.
your business financial health is just as important. So, to help someone thrive in business through accounting, what would you share?
What I would share is think about accounting in three parts. You have your record keeping, your
Mhm.
bookkeeping, and then what I call the higher level accounting. So, record keeping and bookkeeping are subsets, and other accountants may disagree with that, but there really are. They're subsets of accounting. So, if you do your record keeping and your bookkeeping, tax season should be happy season for you instead of stressful. You should be able to pull financial reports. So when you apply for a loan or business grant, it's easy to pull that financial data. And most importantly, I say, look at the information. It's almost sometimes we don't want to look at the P&L or our checking account because it's like, man, I don't want to see that negative, or I don't want to, see what's going on. It's almost like if we look at our personal checking account, we know it's close to zero. So we just kind of say, well, we're not going to look at it. We're just, know, just not confronted. So definitely number one, you want to, change your mindset and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to tackle this. I'm going to look at it. I may not understand it right now, but I'm gonna just keep looking at it and keep digging at it.
Yeah. So, with that being said, what day to day or week to week or month to month
Hmm.
tasks
Hmm.
should one have on their to do list for their
Hmm.
accounting, for their business to stay on track?
Hmm.
And actually to help
Yeah.
you, help them.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. So I always say number one, cash is king. So always know your cash balance. Then number two, estimate let's not the number, but the amount of deposits that are going to come in. So a lot of time as business owners, we get confused about cash versus revenue. So cash is actually money coming into your bank account. So I always suggest to people, maybe on a Monday, put it on your calendar, sit down and say, okay, here's my cash balance. Here's what I'm estimating that will actually hit my bank account. So this is invoices that are being paid, ACH, whatever it may be. Number three, what cash is going to need to go out. So that's for payroll, that's for expenses. If you focus on those three things, you're in good shape. Then number two, make sure you're invoicing. invoice, invoice, invoice. A lot of times we put that off, but you won't get paid if you don't invoice. So that's very key. So I say those two things: review your cash and make sure you invoice in a timely manner.
I've noticed that many handle business through
Mhm.
Cash App or different finance apps.
Mhm.
What are your
Mhm.
thoughts on that? And how could one in business use them effectively?
I actually like them. You actually get your payments quickly. I do suggest you don't use so many. I know there's some businesses they have like 3, 4, or 5. Stick to the most common merchants, and because sometimes what happens is the customer say, "Well, I use this," and then in order to get business, the small business will just sign up for another account. But stick to 3 or 4. But one thing you want to make sure are the fees. So a lot of times we're signing up with Stripe, PayPal, could be Cash App, and not understanding that, okay, my revenue is 100, but you know what? They may take out $3. So you just want to make sure you're reviewing the fees and also recording them correctly in your books.
Right, right. Linda, you are so knowledgeable. I'm really enjoying chatting with you during
Okay.
Inspire Her. And as we continue to inspire her and those throughout the Indianapolis area and beyond watching us today, what led you and what inspired you to launch your business?
Well, similar to many women, working in corporate America, I grew up, basically, we're taught, you go to school, you work hard, you're going to get the promotion, and success is going to happen. It didn't happen for me like that. I basically worked, about 20 years in corporate America, and it just wasn't happening. I worked since I was 14. I was the type of accountant. I would get up at actually, I would be in the office at 5 in the morning, stay late and still wasn't promoted. So, you know what? I just need to go out on my own. And actually, what's interesting, a manager had told me that, you're a natural teacher. And I just started thinking about that. And then actually, his wife said, well, I do bookkeeping on the side. You may want to look into that. And I said, "Well, I'm not sure what bookkeeping was at the time." So I started looking into it and I said, "You know what? I can do this." I was already doing it for corporate America, saving them millions of dollars, teaching their managers and others, and they were getting promoted. So I decided, you know what? I have this strength. I liked, like teaching, like helping people. And so I started actually September 2014.
Excellent. And you have been growing ever since. Congratulations
Yeah.
to you for taking that step because that's a hard step of, you
Yeah.
know,
Thank you. Mhm.
going to school as you're told,
Yeah.
get a good job, your hard work will pay off,
Yes.
and you feel like you are being overlooked
Mhm.
and not
Yeah.
knowing at the time that you're preparing yourself to step out on faith and to do it on your own. So your hard work did pay off, Linda.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I never thought about it that way. I appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but, a lot of women, particularly, African American women, there's so many of us who feel that way. We feel stuck in a job, and you don't have to feel stuck in a job.
yeah. I had a conversation with a friend the other night talking about being that strong number two for so long and
Mhm.
knowing that you can step out and do it on your own, or you can run a department, you can run a
Mhm.
business, but being overlooked because you're that strong number two. And a lot of
Yes.
times, because you're such a strong number two, they don't want to lose you because you're
Yeah,
so three,
exactly.
four, five.
Yep, exactly, exactly. What usually happens is, at previous jobs, it was just me, but when I left, they're hiring 3 or 4 people just to do what I used to do.
That's it right
So,
there. That's a
mhm.
strong point.
Yeah.
That's a strong point.
Yeah.
And when it comes to accounting, what are some things that people leave on the table they don't think about? And then it gets to a point like you're like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, like,
Yeah.
oh, gee, I can't believe I forgot that. What are some
Yeah.
things that one could put on their list never to forget?
I say number 1 is looking at your data. You may not understand it, but looking at your data. So what I mean by looking at your data, your financial reports. once a month. Some businesses do it every week, daily, but do it at least once a month. Don't wait to tax season. So when I say financial reports, that's your profit and loss statement and your balance sheet. Look at those. Number two is the bank and credit card reconciliation. A lot of small businesses don't understand that that is an accounting process. So, Karen, you may remember this. Growing up, we had the check register. So you would have the checkbook, and you would go to Kroger's. You would come home, or you would just even be in Kroger's. I remember that. You open your checkbook and you just write out in your check register. So, and then you would at the end of the month reconcile. Reconciling is very important because it ensures that your books are correct. So if you're using your debit card or credit card, whatever's in that banking system should be in your accounting system because that tells you where your money came from and where it's going. So a lot of small businesses, for whatever reason, they do not do that step. That's very important from a cash perspective.
I remember my mom, whenever the
Yeah,
statement came in the mail,
yeah,
we had a calculator,
yep,
a glass of
exactly.
wine, all of her checks, and
Hmm.
balancing it out. And do not disturb her.
Yep, exactly. Very
Yeah.
important. Very important.
So, it does take a little time, but when you put forth the effort in the beginning, it
Hmm.
makes everything else run smoother. And
It
it's just
does.
so needed.
Yep, it really does. I mean, for me, people may say, well, it's easy for you. So, like tax season, I'm already done. So, if like for my personal, like, you pay medical bills, I have a special folder. So, in January, I have a special folder. I put all those documents in throughout the year. I reconcile at the end of the month. And then all I do is just send off my documents.
Mhm,
I don't scramble. But like you said, actually, tax season starts January. A lot of people
mhm.
don't understand. So you need to start January 1st, create your own system on how to store documents and what you need to do, and then every month just do it.
Is a monthly accordion file, broken down by month, a good tool to have where you can just file everything accordingly?
Yep, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. I always tell people you have to do what's best for you, whether you
Yeah.
like scanning documents or you just like folders.
Understood, understood.
Mhm.
What are additional, perhaps main or biggest mistakes that you see businesses make with their accounting and their finances?
Um, I would say trying to do it all themselves. You can't do everything. And when you try to do everything, that's where hiccups occur. Your financials are not correct. So, for instance, I sit on a banking committee, and when we see financials come across, I can tell that possibly they've done their financials because there's credits that shouldn't be there, or things just don't align. So I think that's the number one as entrepreneur. It's hard for us to let go because this is our baby. We want this business to succeed. And I think when it comes to accounting, um, profession, having advice from a lawyer, those are two things you should pay for: accounting help and having a lawyer that you can call up. So I really think just not saying, okay, I just need to let go. So someone told me recently they met a business owner. She has 2 locations and she's doing all the accounting.
Oh, wow.
So that shouldn't happen.
You got to build your team. Build your
Exactly.
team around you, for your success in your business, and
Mhm,
let the professionals handle those portions of it, right?
exactly.
What are the most important basic accounting tasks for business?
I would say number 1, make sure sending off invoices,
Okay.
and then you make deposits. When customers pay, make sure those deposits are in timely manner. Make sure you pay your bills. And then number 3, understand your cash flow. So as discussed before,
Yeah.
really I use it a simple formula. You open up your what's the balance there? You estimate how much you think will come in that week, how much you need to spend that week, and then that's your estimated cash balance. If it's negative, then that means, okay, I have to do something. I have to make a transfer, or I may need to not pay something this week. but that is so key. Just some basic things that you can do.
Yeah. Well, we have our business, accounting handled.
Hmm.
And, we've called you and you have everything mapped out, laid out. We are
Yeah.
running smoothly. Everything is going great. Great. And then there's an opportunity for a loan. What are
Hmm.
some of your tips that you will share with everyone about applying for loans and what they should do and how they should go about it?
Hmm. So, number one, just make sure your financial records are order. And what that means is you have good, your financial statements are in good order. So you've done your bank and credit card reconciliation, and you've had an accounting professional review the financial statements before submitting for the bank loan. And that accountant should be looking for, okay, make sure there's no credits. So, like for instance, there should be no credits in accounts receivable. I see that a lot. If you're a service-based business, you shouldn't have cost of goods. So, so an accounting professional can look it over, just make sure it's reasonable, things just look consistent.
Hmm.
Number two, create a budget. So if you're asking for like PPP loan, if you're asking for 10,000, at least create a budget and say, okay, you know what? I'm planning on spending this 10,000 for this. Also, I've started creating, I call it a business profile. So it's a, 1 to 2 page document. It already has your bio there, a short description about your business, the services, what's been going on, what's your long-term goals. Banks like to see that you've put some thought into your business. They want to know your thinking. And then also they want to know, okay, can this person actually pay me back? So they want to see that data. So those are things that I would recommend.
Excellent. When it comes to resources, what resources can you share for loans and grants for those that are in business?
Mhm. Hello Alice is a great website. I, tell everyone to sign up to Hello Alice. They are always notifying us of grants or loans. They actually just wrote a great article about the SBA's 7A loan, and I think what is it, the 504 or 502 loan. That's a great place to start. Also, is SCORE. So, SCORE is a free business mentoring program through the SBA. Very great. Once you get on their distribution list, they'll start sending you things, newsletters. They offer a lot of free webinars on accounting, marketing, sales, also coaching. Another great resource, particularly for women, is iFund, and then also Black Girls Venture.
Excellent. Okay, we have a laundry list. We have work to do, Linda.
Mhm.
Thank you for
Yeah,
sending us with homework.
yeah.
And, when it comes to you and your business, Insight Financial Group and Insight Business Academy, can you
Mhm.
share with everyone the best piece of business advice you received?
Um, the best piece of advice I received is, I think this came from Les Brown. So I'm all about
Mm,
watching YouTube videos,
yes.
and he stated that your life will be, what is the saying? Your life will be hard if you do what's easy. If you do what is hard, your life will be easy. So I live by that motto. And as business owners, even with me, it's a struggle. You have to learn social media. I had to learn social media. I had to learn Facebook, Instagram, how to do those. But I've lived by that motto, and it's actually like I'm here because I've invested.
Yeah.
And so I believe what Les Brown says, if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. So do what is hard and you will see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah. At the end of the day, put in the work
Exactly.
daily and
Exactly.
consistently.
Yep.
Les
That's
Brown
it.
is definitely about the work. Definitely
Yeah.
about the work.
Yeah.
What additional resources, Linda, can you share with everyone that's really helpful in developing skills to run a business, along with Insight Business Academy?
Mhm. I would say what really has helped me is coaching. So you may not be able to afford coaching, but Lisa Nichols, Evan Carmichael. Of course, Les Brown, but I have found that coaching, that executive coaching, my mindset has changed. So if you would have asked me 5 or 10 years ago, okay, oh, you're going to be owning a business, I would look at you crazy. But I had to change my mindset. And this even goes for accounting. A lot of us are not looking at our financials because we have this mindset, we have this fear, we have this, I call it shame to say, okay,
Mm,
we know we made some mistakes, and so we're afraid to let other people know or let other people in. So I really say coaching has really helped me. Of course, I even take accounting courses, but I feel if you want to grow as a person, as a business, executive coaching is key.
mhm. Being a student,
Mhm.
of your craft,
Mhm.
being a student of your business and
Mhm.
forever learning. Because to your point about social media, that is something that is ever
Yeah.
changing
Yeah.
that, you really got to take, the bull by the horn and
Mhm.
add that to, your marketing plans along with accounting and business and having a lawyer and your product or service, making sure that's stellar. So there's a
It
lot
is.
to the business pot here.
It is, and we know now, due to COVID-19, how important social media
Hmm.
is, and particularly for me, most accountants were introverts, and so a lot of us, we just pose a couple quotes and things like that. So this year, I got out of my comfort zone and I started creating a live video every Saturday. So I don't like making videos, but every Saturday I've been making live videos and then posting 2 additional videos on YouTube. And I mean, I have just received so many inquiries, leads, contacts just from those videos.
Hmm.
But I had to learn that. Like you said, I had to put in the work to learn how it works, the language I should use. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah. Kudos to you on that. Because now,
Mhm, you're welcome.
one can find you and actually get your amazing professional tips on
Mhm.
accounting and so much more. And when it comes to accounting, is there any other tips that you would like to share with everyone watching now during
Yeah.
Inspire Her, Linda?
Yeah, I would say, you know what, put in the work. So if when you started your business, you research who can manufacture your product. If you're service based, you research, your clients, put in that same work with accounting. So that means actually taking courses. So check out Insight Business Academy. We have a new course, Getting Financially Fit. And if you sign up today, there's a discount for you for this course. So, similar to other areas in your business, focus on accounting, gaining the knowledge, watching videos, and reaching out. So, professionals like myself can help you.
Tell us about your course, a little bit about what you'll be going over
Mhm.
in Financially Fit.
So, Financially Fit is an 8 weeks course. You can take it, at your speed, and it breaks down what is accounting, and it'll give you step by step what you need to do for your business. So, it will make you feel confident and it will empower you to make business decisions. So, a lot of times we can't make business decisions because we don't know about the data.
Mhm.
So, the goal is for you to actually, at the end of the course, is to actually what I call have a playbook. So, we're in Indiana, we associate everything with sports. So,
Yes.
a playbook lists all of the actions that a team needs to execute. So, by the end of this course, you will have your own accounting playbook,
Mm.
what you need to execute for your business.
Nice. Now, if one wants to connect with you about the financial part,
Mhm.
finance, coaching, as
Mhm.
well as joining you in your 8 week course, how can we
Mhm.
find you on social media, Linda?
So, you can find me at Insight Financial
Mhm.
GRP.
Okay. And that's on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on IG,
Yep, exactly. Yep, all social media.
and your website.
Website is insightfinancialindy.com. So insightfinancialindy.com. All the words are together.
All right, awesome. I know many will be knocking on your door and giving you a call and DMing you on social media, because this was great information, Linda. Kudos to you and all that you have done and what you will continue to do with Insight Financial Group. And we're wrapping up now. And I hope that you all watching get your money straight when it comes to your business. And if you need help and if you need coaching, Linda Karressy can help you. She is the founder of Insight Financial Group and Insight Business Academy, and one of our proud sponsors for Inspire Her. Just thank you for joining us on this journey to empower women in business and in their accounting needs as well. We appreciate you, Linda.
Thank you for having me.